Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. My name is Dheeraj Choudhary and welcome back to our Python for Machine Learning and Artificial Intelligence series. In this video, we are going to break down Python operators and expression, the tool Python uses to compare values, do math, make decisions, build logic. You will learn about arithmetic, comparison, logical, and assignment operators and how they all come together to form meaningful expressions. If you have been confused about how Python evaluates a line of code, drop a comment saying operator unlocked and let's master it together. So stick around till the end because once you get comfortable with expressions, you will unlock the power of writing clean, intelligent Python code. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Welcome to our third video in Python for Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning series. Today, we are exploring operators and expressions, the tools that allow Python to perform calculations and make decisions. What are operators? So operators are symbols that perform actions like math, comparison, or assignments. They actually make our code do real work, not just store values. Python includes different types of operations like arithmetic operations, comparison operation, logical operation, assignment operation, and a few special purpose ones. Understanding how they work is a key to writing logic, whether you're solving a simple problem or building an AI/ML model. Let's start by understanding what is arithmetic operations and how it is used for mathematical calculations. So arithmetic operators perform mathematical operations similar to what you would find on a calculator, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus, exponential. Let's dive in on our coding console and see them in action. So if I take you to our examples, so over here, when the addition operator adds the two values on the left and right hand side, so if I go ahead and click this, it has done the addition of the two values. Now the subtraction operator finds the difference between the two values that you have given. So 5 minus 2 is going to find the difference between the two values. So the difference is 3. The multiplication operator multiplies the values, the one that you have given. So it is going to do 5 into 2, which is going to give you a value of 10. A division operator divides them and it always returns a float. I will talk about that in detail in our next slide about the division operator. For now, just understand 5 divided by 2 is going to give you a float. So it is going to give you 2.5 as a float value. Now, when you are doing floor division, it returns the quotient as an integer. So it is going to give you a whole number. So if I run this, instead of giving 2.5, it has given 2 because float division only gives you a whole number. It is not going to give you a float return value. Now, the modulus operator, it gives you the remainder after the division that we make. So suppose right now 5 is an odd number. So if we are going to divide it by 2, it is going to leave a remainder because I will have to say 2 twos are 4, which is going to leave some remainder, right? That is 1 will be the remainder. So that would be printed over here. So that is how it works. Now the exponential operator, that is star star, raises a number to a power. So if we say 5 star star 2, so it is the 5 to the power of 2. So 5 to the power of 2 is multiply 5 2 times. So over here you can see the output is 25. Let's go back to our slide. Now let's see what's next. So as I said, we would be talking about division in details because it is very important. So let's take a quick look at Python's division operator, how they work differently than what we expect. So regular division always returns a float. So as you saw, when I divided 2 by 5, it has given 2.5. But if you divide 2 by 4 or 4 by 2, then also you're going to get 2.0 only. That means it is always going to give you a float value no matter you are dividing a even number or a odd number. Now, talking about the floor division. So in floor division, it always returns an integer which is a rounded value. So if I say 5 floor division 2, it is always going to give me a whole number. And when you do minus 5 by 2, it gives you minus 3, which rounds towards a negative infinity because it is giving you a rounded number as a whole number. Now for modulus, it returns the remainder. As I said, when I say 2 divided by 5, so we will say it is an odd number. So 2 2s are 4, so 1 is remaining. That is what it returns. And it is usually useful for cyclic operations. So these operators are widely used in data science in many ways, like for binning, feature engineering, integer-based logic, and this kinds of operations that we perform, this usually we perform before creating our machine learning model, before dividing our data set into train and validation and test sets. Now, let's move ahead. So what's next? So next is comparison operators, which we use for making decisions. So comparators operator are used to compare two values to determine the relationship between the two values. So they return a Boolean result always. That would be either true or false based on whether the condition is met. So these operators are essential for controlling program flow, especially if statements and loops. So let's dive in onto our coding console and see them in action. So I will just go ahead and minimize this, and let's talk about comparison operation. So the equity operator, whenever you use equity operator, if it checks if the two values are equal. If 5 is equal to 5, it is going to return true, as we saw. If I say 5 is equal to 4, it is going to return false. So it checks the two values. That is how equity operator works. The inequality operator, it works in this way. It checks if they are different. So if I say 5 is not equal to 4, it is checking that 4 is equal to 5 or not. So it will give, if 5 is not equal to 4, it's true. So it is going to give the value as true. Now the greater than operator, what it does is it checks the left value is larger than the right value. So 5 is greater than 3. So it will see if 5 on the left side is greater than the value 3 on the right side, and it will give you an answer in a Boolean that is true or false. Now the less than operator, the same thing. It will check the left value is less than the right value or not, and it will give you the answer in terms of Boolean. So 5 is not less than 3, that's why we got false. Now greater than equal to. So in this, greater than equal to checks if the left value is greater than equal to the right value. So 5 is greater than or equal to 5, it's true. So it will go ahead and give you the answer as true. Now when you use another comparison operator, which is less than equal to, it checks whether left is less than equal to right value. So 5 is less than equal to 4, so it is going to give you the output over here, so as false, because 5 is not less than equal to 4. So this is what a comparison operator is in a nutshell. Let's move ahead. Now we will talk about logical operators. So logical operators are used to combine multiple conditions and control the flow of your program. They return true or false based on how the individual conditions relate to each other. Python provides three main logical operators. The first one is AND, which returns true only if both the conditions are true, as you can see over here. And for OR, it returns true only if one condition is true. For NOT, it reverses the truth of the condition. Let's dive into the examples by going to our coding console. So I will just go ahead and minimize this, and let's talk about logical operators. So in logical operators, over here first I am defining two variables, age and license. I will just run so that these variables are created in memory, so, with the values that I have assigned to them. Okay, so these are created now. Now we will go ahead and see the power of logical operators. So if I say I have to check if the person can drive, how we determine if the person can drive? By two possibilities. His age should be greater than 18 and he should have a license. So what we have done, so over here we have used AND operator. So he should be greater than 18 as well as he should have license. So both condition has to be true, then only he will be provided the license. So in this way you can use logical operators. So it is saying can drive true. So when this value meets, it is going to return the Boolean value as true. Now check if eligible for senior discount or student discount. Now over here it is saying that check if a person is eligible for student or for senior or student discount. So over here we have to have one of the value as true to get to return a Boolean as true to satisfy our need. So I have created two variables. Is senior is equal to, if age is greater than equal to 65, this will be true, and is if he is a student, it is going to be true. So now we are creating our new variable where what we are doing is we are comparing these two values, and based on that we are going ahead and we are saying whether he's going to get discount or not. So over here the output would be whether he's going to get discount, true or false. So the output is true over here. Now we are going to talk about the third logical condition, which is negating by using not keyword. So over here I say is underscore underage. So to check if the person is underage or not, what I am doing is I am saying if he is not, if his age is not greater than equal to 18, then it should return a value to me. So it is saying is he underage, true or false. So over here you have used not. So in the entire logical operations, we saw three examples. First one was with and, second one with or, and third one was with not. Now, let me go ahead and minimize this and let's move back to our screen. What's next? So next we are going to talk about assignment operators. Assignment operators combined operation and assignment into a single step, making code more concise. So suppose if I say x is equal to x plus 3, the code is big. But when I say x plus 3 is equal to 3, the code has concised. So assignment operators are used to assign values to variable and update them efficiently. The basic operator is equal to, that is this, the basic operator is equal to assigns a value to the variable, while compound operators like plus, equal to, minus, equal to, these are the compound operators. They combine an operation with assignment. So let's dive into our coding console and understand how it works in action. So this is the assignment cell. So this is the basic assignment as we said. So when we say x is equal to 5, it is going to assign 5 value to our variable, that is x. So if I go ahead and say this, it is going to assign the variable. Okay, one thing I missed to add here, I will add a print statement right away. So when I go ahead and run this, you will see that x has been assigned with the value of 5. That is the basic assignment that we have done. Now we are going to the advanced one, which is the complex one. Now what I'm saying is actually I want to add 3 to x, that is 5 plus 3. So what so instead of writing this big equation, that is x is equal to x plus 3, I am actually using this so what I am doing is I am going ahead and I am using this assignment operator, which is the more advanced one to perform that operation. So it should give you the value as 8 because it is going to be 5 plus 3, which should be 8. So I have just gone ahead and ran this. See, it has given you 8. Now the value for x is 8. Previously it was 5. So for next one, what we are doing is we are doing subtraction and assigning it. So we are using this combined variable. So now as per the combined operator of subtract and assign, what it is going to do is it is going to minus 2 out of 8 and it is going to give us a value. This is how subtract and assign combined operator works. Now we are going to talk about another combined operator, that is multiply and assign. In this, x, that is 6, is going to be multiplied by 4 and it is going to assign that value to x. So when I run this combined operator for multiply and assign, it is going to give you 24 as an output. See, now if we move next, so over here this combined operator is divide and assign. So it will first divide the value and then it will assign the value to your variable. So if I go ahead and run this, so 24 is going to be divided by 2, which is 12. Now we are going to do floor division and assign it to our variable. So for that we are using this combined operator. So it is going to go ahead and save that value into x. So it is going to do a floor division of 12 by 2. So the floor division of 12 by 2 is 6.0. Now we will go ahead and we will see modulus and assign combined operator. When you do that, what it is going to do is it is first going to go ahead and do a modulus x of 3 and then it is going to assign that value to x and here is the value. So 3. So when you do a modulus, as this is an even number, this has been as it is an odd number and the value is also odd below, they are directly divisible and there is no remainder which is there, and that's why you got 0.0. Now when I say x to the power of x to the power of 2, what it is going to do is it is going to multiply x twice and it is going to give us the output. But right now over here you can see that the value of x has become 0.0. So what I will do, I will just go ahead and define another value for x, which would be 5, and I will run this program so that you understand what exactly the output is. So the output over here is 25. So this is how you can use the assignment operators. So this is a basic assignment operator and this is a combined assignment operator. Okay, so let me go ahead and take you to our next slide. So now we are going to talk about a very important concept, which is operator precedence. Now we saw all different kinds of operators. Now let's quickly understand operator precedence in Python. That just means which operators get done first when there is more than one in a line of code. So think of it like solving a math puzzle. Python needs to know what to calculate first. So here is the order from highest to lowest priority all in one slide for you. So first comes parenthesis. So parenthesis is always done first, like in math. Then comes exponential, where powers like 2 raised to 3 are going to be executed first because it has second priority after parenthesis. Then third, it is going to go ahead and execute positive and negative signs. Then fourth, it is going to perform the operations like multiplication, division, floor, modulus, all those. So that is fourth. Fifth, it is going to perform operations like addition, subtraction. Sixth, it is going to perform operations like comparison, that is equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, equal to, these things. Then it will come to logical not, which reverses true or false, and then logical and, then logical or, then it goes to another assignments where it is minus equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to. That's how the precedence work. So let's dive into our screen of code and see this in action, so you will understand it better. So now we are going to see operator precedence. So first, let's see, as we saw the precedence over here. So we have over here it is 3 plus 2 into 4. So you might be thinking that first it will do 3 plus 2, that is 5 into 4. No, it will not. It will first execute it based on the precedence. So first it will do 2 into 4, then it will add it by 3, because over here you will see multiplication is first. Oh, sorry. Over here you will see multiplication is having higher precedence compared to addition and subtraction. So if I go ahead and run this, so instead of 5 into 4, that is going to be 20, it is going to be 11, because 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. Now let's see another example. We saw how multiplication got precedence over addition and subtraction. Now we will see how parenthesis will change this scenario for us. So we are going to use the same equation where I am saying 3 plus 2 into 4. But this time what it is going to do is, brackets are having the highest precedence. That means it is going to execute the code in the bracket first. So first it will do 3 plus 2, that is 5, and it will multiply it by 4. So this is how operator precedence work. Now let's see the precedence of exponential over multiplication. So as we saw, exponential in our slide, it is on second precedence and multiplication is on fourth. So priority will be given to exponential. So in that case, what it is going to do is, first it will do the exponential, then it is going to perform the multiplication for us. So the value for this would be, equation would be 18. Now let's see how comparison happens between logical and. So over here I say age is equal to 20, okay, and when I go ahead and perform this, so this is the output that we get. Now let's see. So over here not and, so we are using two different keywords. So one is not and the other one is and. So let's see who is going to get the precedence first. So guys, you saw over here how the precedent precedence was worked, but let me elaborate it for you. Now in this code, let's understand the operator precedence. So as per the precedence perspective, not is having higher precedence than and. So what it is going to do is, first it is going to execute the not condition, then and only then it will go to and this is how you get the output. So that is how the precedence works in real life. Now let's go ahead and see what's next. So next we need to understand how operators work across different data types. So for example, suppose if I am using a concatenation operator over here, so you will think that plus over here. So in plus works as a concatenation operation in string, but when you go that do that in list, it will behave differently. When you do that into something else and is other kind of data type, it will behave differently. So that is what we are going to see, that how Python operators behave differently with different data types. So let's jump on the screen and see this in action. So over here, what we are going to do is, so first when I say hello plus world, what it is going to do is it is going to perform a concatenation over here, because in string plus is going to be used as a concatenation operator, that is plus joins. Now when I use multiplication into 3, it is going to repeat it. So that is how these operators work for string. Now let's understand how the same operators work in list. So in list, when I say 1 comma 2 plus 3 comma 4, it should join the two different lists, right? But it is not joining it. What it is doing is it is combining it. So it has combined to two different list, that way separate list. Now when I say 0 into 4, what it is doing is, so instead of repeating 4 different lists, it is actually repeating only the element inside it. So that is how this operations work in list. Now let's see how it works into comparison when we are going to use it. So when I say apple is less than banana, it is going to give you true. Okay, so this comparison it is going to do by character unicoding. And when I say a is less than a, then it is going to give true, because this is the Unicode that it has performed. So let me go ahead and run this for you to see one by one how it shows. So over here right now it is showing you the output for high into 3, because I have not used the print statement, but that is how the output would be. Now for this, if I go ahead and run this first one for you for list, you will see the two list has been merged into one list. Now if I go ahead and run the second one, you will see instead of creating 4 lists, it has only repeated the elements inside that specific list only. Now let's go ahead and see another example for our comparison operators. So in comparison operators, when I am comparing two different strings, it is going to check that based on the character Unicode. Every character has a different Unicode. Based on that, it is performing. So when I go ahead and do it for the other one, again based on the character Unicode, it is going ahead and providing us the value. Now when you use it in integer, so we saw in list, we saw in string. Now when I am going to use this plus operator in integer, it is going to perform an addition. So that is how the same operator that we used in different data types like string, list and integer, for everyone it is behaving differently. Okay, and you also has to be aware of the incompatible types, because if you use incompatible types, like if you try to add a string with an integer, it is going to give you a type error. But if you convert this string beforehand and then go ahead and perform the addition, then it is going to give you the right value. That is how operator works across different data types. Now let's go ahead and see, are there any other operators which is left? Yes, there is. So beyond the core operators that we have discussed till now, Python offers several special purpose operators for a specific task. Just give me a minute. Okay. So we will start with the first one. The first one is identity operator, which means checking whether two variables refer to the exact same object in the memory by using these two methods, that is and is not. Now for membership operators, it means checking whether a value exists within a sequence like a list, a string or a set. by using two methods, that is in and not in. And bitwise operators mean performing operations directly on the binary bits of an integer. So let's go ahead and see that in action. So over here, right now, first we will start with identity. So in identity, what we are going to do is we are going to check if these two variables, that is a and b, are pointing to the same object or not. So when I go ahead and run this a is equal to 1 comma 2, b is equal to 1 comma 2, let's see if it is going ahead and performing it at same location or different object location. That's why I have added the id variable over here. So you can see both are in the different location. It is not a so a is not a copy of b and b is not a copy of a. Both have their value stored in different objects onto the computer's memory. Now first over here, by default I have used a is equal to b. What is this? We saw it before. It is a comparison operator where it is going to compare the values within the object. Okay, so the values within the object is same, that's why it gave you true. Now we are going to use the identity operator. So what this identity operator does is, when I say a is b, so it is going to go ahead and check whether both the IDs are same or not. So if both the IDs are same, it is going to give you true. If both the IDs are not same, it is going to give you false, which intimates you that the different objects has been created in memory for both the different variables. So that is what identity operator is for. Now let's go ahead and check membership operators. Now suppose over here what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and create a list with two elements. One is apple, one is banana. Now what I have to do is I have to go ahead and check whether in fruits, that is a list, apple exists or not. So I'm going to go ahead and use in. So when I say apple in fruits, it is going to see if apple is available in the list of fruits or not, and it is going to return you a value. That is checking the membership. So this is known as the membership operator, that is in. Now in our list we have apple and banana, but we don't have mango. So the next statement that we are performing is saying mango not in fruits. Again it is going to give true because mango is not part of our list. So let me go ahead and run this for you. So this is how membership operators work, that is in and not in. Now we are going to go ahead and understand the bitwise operator. It is a bit advanced, but I will try to explain you in a easiest way as possible. So first let me tell you, whatever you store in our computer's memory, by default it is stored in bits, right? Zeros and ones. So right now what we are doing is, suppose if I save an integer 5, first I am going to fetch the value of the bit operator for that specific integer which has been saved in the memory. So over here when I say print bin 5, it is going to give you the output as 0b, which is the bit operator prefix that is by default added. Then to show you that I have removed this b, I have used formatting over here so that you don't get confused. And by default the bits that we use for bitwise operators, we use it with 4 different with a length of 4. That's why we have kept it with 4 only. Now as you understood how we have to get the value of a bit for a specific object that we are saving, now we will go ahead and perform bitwise operation. So over here when I say 5 and 3, so this AND is a bitwise operation. What it is going to do is, so we have the value of 5 in bits as 0101 and the binary value of 3 as 0011. Now what AND operation does bit by bit is, so 0101 and 0011. So it is going to check it bit by bit, means 0 and 0, then 1 and 0. So both the conditions should met. So it should be 1 and 1 at both the end. So 0 and 0, no. 1 and 0, no. 0 and 1, no. 1 and 1, yes. That's why it is 0001. So only the last bit is 1 in both the numbers. So the results is 001, which is 1 in decimal. That is how you get you perform the bitwise operation by using the bitwise operator AND. Now I will see the output is 1. Now we will go ahead and use another bitwise operator, that is OR. So in this, we are using the same values of 5 and 3. So these are the binary values of 5 and 3. And now let's see how OR operators work. So OR returns 1 if at least one bit is 1. So 0, 0, 0, it is not going to return anything. 1, 1, so over here 1, 0, it is going to return 1 because it is an OR operator. 0, 1, it is going to return 1 because it is an OR operator. 1, 1, it is going to return 0. So all bits where either 5 or 3 has 1. So total it has become 1. So this is how these bitwise operators work. Now let's go back and jump to our slide. So thank you everyone for your time and participation. I encourage you to experiment with the concepts we discussed today. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Remember, programming skills improves with practice. So try to apply these concepts in different contexts to solidify your understanding. Join our WhatsApp community, subscribe to our AIML YouTube channel, and sign up for Tech Inside Neuron newsletter. All the links are available for you in the form of QR code displayed on the screen, as well as it is available in the description of the video also. So see you in the next video. Take care and bye for now.